Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is Ostranauts. Let's play some Ostranauts. And in my last episode, I ran out of battery power. Thought of a quick fix. I'm going to install this particular battery right here, attach it so that I get at least a little additional power. But I am going to run back to the base and kind of clean up a little bit. Make some decisions on how to proceed, but I think we have a good start here. I'm going to kind of build this out sort of like the Dream would be. It's probably going to be a side-to-side ship. Actually, maybe we should do something different. Maybe I should make it a longer ship. That might be fun. But I have its parts. I've moved them to here, and we will, I guess some of them are over here actually. It's probably where it put them. But we will get going on that, but first I want to go back, make sure I'm good on battery power. I don't want that to be a big problem. So we're going to go ahead and handle that issue right now. Could stand to take the helmet off. He's almost out of battery too. Wow. Okay. So let's get that dealt with very first, even though we'll be taking the suit off here in a minute. Okay, there we go. I kept finding EVA batteries and I kept grabbing them and charging them. I have plenty of those right now. Got one in all my suits. And of course we have to go the long way around in a sense. We're on the far side of the asteroid at this point. What I tend to do in this situation is find something that's kind of along an axis that I can trace that passes me close, and then we'll kind of eyeball it and make a hard right turn once we get that far. So I just remembered I am connected. I'm going to have to disconnect the tow bar. So want to make sure that my relative speed to the asteroid is still 0. Should be. It is not. So we're going to want to adjust that just a little bit. Okay, and we're going to slow the speed way down so we have a little bit more control there. That's towards. Probably be worse to go towards than away, is my thought. All right, so I'm going to have to turn this way down here so that we can get that exactly where we want it. That should do. That should give us plenty of time. So we'll go with that. Bump this back up. Disconnect. Okay, so I have to cancel my action. Pick up time. Come up here. Releasing towed vessel. Okay, that's what I want to do. I was afraid maybe accidentally I was uninstalling floor, which I have done about 100,000 times, and it never leads to good results when you do that on accident. So we will disconnect, undock from the new ship, head back to the station as best we can. Okay, so unclamped and pushing away. And the good news is we've got a pretty good path there that we can take. And I'm going to line up with this ship here, at least to get oriented. Not bad. And not in a huge rush, but don't want it to take forever either. So, all right, I'm going to jump ahead to when we're docking with K-Leg. So I will talk to you in just a couple of minutes. Okay, and we are docked with K-Leg. So I'm going to go and charge up those batteries. I'd never changed clothes. I do like to do that. I didn't eat either, did I? So let's get those necessities taken care of. Somebody pointed out that they get dirtier and tired faster if you leave them in the EVA suit full time. And I do remember that from previous builds where that was a pretty significant factor. Okay, so we have his shoes on. So no reason to mess with it. We'll just go ahead and change clothes and walk around the station that way for a bit. Oh, we're going to eat first. Let's do that. And always try to grab a drink too. Pretty sure I have a ton of food in here though. I'm glad the food doesn't go rotten. You can stock up. It's not a ton. Not as much as I thought it was, but there is a good amount of food here and we will eat on that. Okay, that takes care of that. I don't really think I have anything to sell. I could, I guess, but I don't really want to if I don't have to right now. Really want to get started on just building that out. So let's get this finished and over with. And after I recharge all the batteries that are connected, I'm going to take a hard look there and see if there's something I can do a little differently for spacing. But I'm not sure that there is. Did use quite a bit of RCS. Did a pretty hard burn there, actually. And there we go. So yeah, we did use quite a bit of battery power. Okay. That'll get us by though. So until I get those core shields, I won't really be able to do a whole lot with building out the reactor. And that's a little disappointing. I mean, it's to be expected. I'm halfway thinking going ahead and getting another dolly for all of these floor pieces just so it is a little cleaner. Not a lot of places to put those though. I could put a dolly here or here though. I said floor parts. Those are walls is what those are. Oh, and we have a piece of trash here. Let's pick that up. And let's come and get this. And you know what? I'm just going to carry this with me. There we go. Make it easy to know which one I'm dealing with. And we're just going to go to the license desk. They tend to buy our trash, which is awesome. I guess they recycle it. We'll sell all of that. I'm going to sell all that conduit as well. So not really in it needing it for the money, but I do kind of like to keep things relatively clean. So there we have it. Yeah. Bring it back down here. All the airs are flowing everywhere. That's good. And we'll drop that back where it was. Okay, a couple of, these are walls, good. Wall, floor. That's interesting. I'm not quite sure. It stacked a bunch of walls there. Okay, I didn't think it would do that. Particularly where there's a door, but okay, it looks like it did. Let's get back to our ship and kind of start figuring out what we want it to look like. You know what? We're tired now, so I'm going to take the time to go ahead and take a nap, allow the station to rotate back around to where our other ship is in view again. I'm going to say, I think 4 hours is probably where that is going to be. And I want to make this a sleep time, so 2300. Yeah, that'll work. And he might have gone and just jumped right in. No, he's trying to do his own thing, which never works out well for him. So there we go. Get him to sleep. His pants are dirty, aren't they? That might have been from one of those pirate attacks I mentioned. He got torn up pretty good. We are unconscious, so we are going to do a super fast forward. I think I'm going to do 4 hours, as I said. He's considered well rested. He's hungry again. He's always hungry. Still in sleep mode, so he's going to do his own thing. We're going to turn those off. And he's now listed in work mode again. Curse that beeper. I should have turned everything off like I normally do. But we're just about ready to go again. And he's eaten. He could stand to use the bathroom, so we'll take care of that. And finally, I think we have wipes in here for him to clean himself up. Of course, he drops them right on the floor as trash. It'd be nice if there was a trash can. I guess that's what I'm kind of using the crate for, isn't it? Freshening up takes a bit. There we go. And I guess we'll just grab onto that. You know what? We've got 2 things to go ahead and unload. We're just going to do it. Okay. Conduit and trash. Okay. Let's go ahead and refill power. I don't think we really have used any to speak of, just a little, but that should be fine. And then we will jump back out here and go. And there we are. We're facing the right direction now. Good to see. And we're undocked. Well, now we're undocked. There we go. We should be clear of the corner of the station there, so we'll start to get lined up now. Okay. So I'm going to bump this up a little bit. I thought one of the interesting things in my conversation with Dan was the consideration they had of what growing up in a different environment would do to a person. And so that's part of the character building. He said, you know, that's why it's as, you know, damaging as it is to the character. You lose a lot of stamina and things like that if you're born in an atmosphere, or lack of atmosphere really, no gravity and far from the sun and things like that. I thought that was really interesting things to take into account in a little video game. So yeah, it was, again, so much fun talking with Dan. It was absolutely great time. If you haven't checked those videos out, I do recommend it. He was a great interview. But we're going to go back to the Millennium Conclusion here and start to lay out a floor plan, and almost certain that hauler was going to nail us, but it didn't this time. It feels like they always do when they start coming around like that. I think what I could do is take this time to go and put my suit on, get ready for the inevitable docking, and building. Oh, I don't have I still have that. I got to take care of. We'll put there, see what this one looks like. 62 oxygen, 79 battery. That's going to get it done for us. We'll head back over here, ready to pilot the ship. Oh, not bad timing. We are just about there. And we're lined up really nice. Not going to have a whole lot to do here. I'm going to click the button. Ruh-roh. There we go. Hail ship. Initiate dock, but we should be dead on. Probably won't need to touch anything the whole way in. I like that. We will slow down a little though. No reason to slam into the other ship, right? There it is. Docked. And we're going to do what we did last time. Well, in order to do that though, let's see if it's necessary to come back. We are drifting a little bit, so we will go ahead and secure the docked vessel, and then we will zero out our rates compared to the asteroid so that we're not drifting away. Okay, that is where we're targeted, so let's see what we get here. So basically, I'm playing with the numbers to bring them down to 0 by moving in the different axes. And we're going to want to turn this way the heck down to have fine control over it. So once we get one of them to 0, we should be able to get the other one to 0. And there we go. 1/100th of a meter per second towards the towards the asteroid. I guess we'd close the distance some, wouldn't it? Although you'll notice the range to the asteroid is now only 53 kilometers, so we're already drifting towards it some. So that's interesting. Something to pay attention to, because we started at 75 kilometers when we bought it. So just something to watch, not something to worry about just yet. Let's go see what we can do here. Beautiful ship. Now, part of me wants to try to preserve the floor pattern and things like that with regards to the floor types. And then there's the other part of me that just wants it all uniform. And I kind of have a decision to make there, I guess, on which way I'm really going to pursue that. I'm noticing there's no floor under these walls. There were walls here. Frankly, there was no floor under any of the walls, was there? Doesn't look like it. That's curious. We will probably go ahead and do that for the ship. Now, the flooring I have is almost strictly the 55 series, the kind we have. I'm sorry, the 96 series, kind we have everywhere. The walls are the 55 series, like that one. And I'm not sure where all I have it. There's some conduit. That's good. Bags of stuff. Those are going to be empty. Awesome. So, got some extras if we need it. I think did we look in this one yet? Floor's there. This is the Ryoka F1 floor. So we have another style we can pick from there if we need to. And then these bags were completely filled with 96 series floor. So we have quite a canvas to work with. The opportunity for quite a canvas anyway. I think I'm going to set up this ship. So the one thing I remember running into in the past is the direction of the ship and whether or not, or how it's oriented to its nav station and its airlock. The Dream is an interesting ship because they all face kind of the same. Actually, the nav station initially faces the other direction. So your airlock is technically at the back of the ship in a lot of ways. Now, when I remodeled it, I kind of made it so it connects face in, right? And that's absolutely fine. I don't know if it really matters much. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and, from a design perspective, build it so that it faces north as well. And we'll just kind of deal with the fallout of that. I'm going to include walls. So we have, I made my airlock a little larger, right? So we have airlock, and there was no inner door on this one. We have airlock 1, 2, 3, 4, and then door. So the door is 5 away. Airlock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's an extra spacey airlock. If we put a door right here, I think we could use like wall off here. So we'll put wall in, make a little zag here, and go with that. And I'm going to use the F1 wall initially. I'm sorry, floor for underneath. I think that makes the most sense. We're going to come and pick, I think this one had that in it. Pick this one up and we'll get started on some flooring over there. Yep, that's the one. I guess we can do that. Should be fine, right? Okay, and then we're going to do install hull, and it will be floor, and it's going to be the Ryoka F01 is what we're going to install here. We're going to go boom, boom. So I'm thinking like that. We'll do the same this way. That'll just be the start of it. I'm leaning towards making it a long, narrow ship, just for fun more than anything. In fact, I'm almost thinking like making a corridor on the side. I don't know. But we can have some fun here. Is maybe what I'm ultimately saying without saying it. Is we're not constricted to what the design of the ship was initially, and I have not been terribly good about building these kinds of things out in this game. I've kind of started with my Dream, and you can still see remnants of how it kind of laid out in here. And then changing as I go. And I do know that's not symmetrical. That's fine. It doesn't need to be. So I don't think we're going to make it a super huge ship, but I'm thinking something like this will be the outer hull. Again, doesn't need to be symmetrical. Oops. That should be okay though. We can clean that up easy enough. Floor cancel. Let's go with that. I don't know. I think we can make that work. We'll have to go and hit a couple more ships for parts. We're going to need some thrusters, things like that. But overall, we can make a fun little ship here. Let's see if we can get something that sells for, over $1 million. So we're going to auto task to get that started. And there he goes. All right, he's going to repair some of that, and I'm going to go ahead and let him do that. We're making some progress here, folks, and I'm going to, I'm going to put the wall actually in. It's a lot of wall. I should have enough. I mean, I've got wall everywhere over here, don't I? There's 32 there. Yeah, we'll be fine on wall, I think. So we will pick up with installing wall in the next episode. There's an autosave. Some perfect timing, I think. Thank you for joining me. Really glad that you're with me on this journey in trying to flip a ship for cash. And until next time, fair travels.